What's up, guys? This is kind of a part two. I'm on this blue Jeep, the motor swap. I'll kind of cut to some of the things I did to the wiring harness right here. This is a stock truck harness, all taken out. Most of this lead here goes to the motor. You know, that runs most of the things on the engine side. This up here goes to the computer. We'll keep most of that, and then once you get up here, most of this crap goes to the old fuse block that was in the truck, the Chevy truck. So we will get rid of most of that. It's kind of integrated into this harness, but we'll cut all this down, you know, with some pliers and a razor blade there. We'll strip all this coating off of here and get all the wires separated out. That way we can get rid of all this crap that we're not going to use. This was for a 4L80E, looks like transmission, or a 60E, whatever plug. We're not going to use that, so we'll get rid of all that crap. Yeah, so we'll get it all stripped down. It's a little bit of work, but yeah, shoot, it's not going to take me but 30 or 40 minutes maybe to strip all this down to bare nothing. Do yourself a favor and unwrap the entire thing. That's all the tape and some of the loom. I might keep some of that, reuse it if I can. But you'll have to get it all apart like this so you can strip all the wires you don't need out of there. So I'm just going to start with there's some pinout data you can get online that tells you these two go to the computer, and you need to trace out all the wires from these two, you know, that go to the engine stuff. And a lot of stuff like this crap, all you can get rid of. You know, you'll have a fuel pump relay over here, and you have to keep that, of course. But like I said, the part that went to the old fuse block, get rid of all of those and all the old transmission stuff. Let's strip all of that out of here, clean it up. This is where I'm at. This is what I got left. That is everything I've taken out so far without even looking at a schematic. I could just got rid of that much crap that went to nothing, basically. So now I'm going to pull out some schematics, pin out data, and see what all wires go exactly to the computer. There's quite a few in there that I need to get rid of that went to the transmission and stuff. Some of those short wires get clipped, and some of the other ones will get run to power and ground and whatnot. So that's where I'm at. I pulled all of these out of the two computer plugs. Those are all of those extra wires or things that are not used, and then I labeled everything that was left here. You know, serial data, keyed, hot, diagnostic. I got a main battery, power, vehicle speed sensor, check engine light, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Simplified harness. And I gotta tape it all up, fit it to the vehicle, and I'll wire in my hots and stuff to the Jeep, kind of integrate the two harnesses. Some of the things I had to do to make my gauges work, I used the 6-cylinder fuel oil pressure sending unit. I just had to buy an adapter. You can kind of see it right here. It was an 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch national pipe thread adapter, you know, in order to connect that to the Chevy block, but that was pretty easy. On the coolant gauge, I had to use the Jeep sending unit, and it was also an 1/8 inch national pipe thread, and the Chevy head is 3/8 national pipe thread. So I just went to the hardware store and got a bushing for that. So pretty much just use the Jeep sending units. That way they work with the Jeep gauges, so the gauges on the dash will work. I'll also fix the tachometer to work with this motor. I did it on my other Jeep. Pretty much what you have to do on the tach is pull the gauge out and there's a red and black wire that actually goes to the gauge once you take this apart. And if you just cut the red wire that goes to this meter, you can put a resistor in there, or I don't know what the exact reading for the resistor would be, but you can put an adjustable, potentiometer in there, like a 500K pot or something, and that way you can just adjust it to get your tach right. You'd have to verify it with another tachometer that's correct, but I did that on my other Jeep. Pretty much all I did was just cut the red wire, and I soldered in a little potentiometer in there, and it allowed me to dial back that tachometer where it would read correct. Here's my clearance on the radiator. Probably need to make a shroud for that. All right, here we go. Fired up. Alright, here we go. I had number 5 and number 7 crossed.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, a little better now. Some of the other things I had to do, the power steering hoses from the original YJ. These are the original ones. I just literally unscrewed them from the YJ pump and screwed them right into the Chevrolet power steering pump on the pressure side. The return side is just a regular hose, so that works out well. But they're up out of the way of everything. The shifter mechanism, this Jeep was originally an automatic, so it already had the shifting mechanism, the bell crank and stuff down here. Pretty much what I had to do was get some light in there. I had to cut and modify some of that. Let me get down here on the bottom. This piece right here I just had to cut and turn it around backwards because it was hitting the oil filter, and then also had to lengthen it a little bit. And you can see where I hooked it to the Turbo 400. I did have to reshape this rod down here. I had to cut it and bend it and shorten it, and it's kind of had to make it work. But also made this bracket that bolts to the block up here. That originally bolted to the 6-cylinder, so I just kind of cut it down and reshaped it and made it bolt to that block. That was pretty easy. The transmission mount, I was able to use the original holes in the skid plate. Pretty much what I did on it. I used a standard Chevrolet mount. Use the standard Chevy mount right here, and then I also had to make a 1-inch spacer, because of the height difference. But I sleeved the inside of that spacer with a piece of steel so you can see it won't collapse or anything. But that worked out super nice. Got just a little bit of room here. The rear drive shaft. Oh, where's that? There it is. I had to shorten it. It's not very long now, but right there you can see I just shortened it a little. I'd take a couple inches off of that. The front drive shaft I'll have to lengthen a couple inches. I may be able to put that longer slip yoke on and cure that problem. The wiring, you can see it's kind of tied in to the Jeep wiring harness. It's fairly clean now, but I rewrapped all this loom. This here goes into the original grommet right there. It goes inside the cab, and I put the computer inside there. So I just kind of made the throttle body wiring go into that location. There's my fuel pump relay, and I still have some stuff to tidy up over here on this side. But the heater hoses, you know, I just pretty much used the original heater hoses. I just connected them to the Chevy motor. I did have to change the water pump because original trucks did not have this nipple right here on the water pump. So the aftermarket ones, you know, from the auto parts store, they come with a plug right here because they fit several applications, and so I just had to put a nipple in there in that aftermarket pump, and so that was pretty easy. That was for the heater core. Other than that, I don't know, just wiring the shifter, the power steering hoses. I don't have exhaust on here yet, but other than that, shoot, it's a pretty simple affair. The wiring is what took most of the time, but do one more startup here since I've got some coolant in it. The converter plugged in yet, so that noise was the converter barely touching. I need to get it bolted in. Still got to plumb the transmission lines. It's pretty much all I got to do. Exhaust, plumb the tranny lines. This aftermarket radiator, I don't know what the heck stupid holes they put in there. I can't figure it out. I think it's a 10 millimeter 1.0. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure that out so I can plumb the radiator, or plumb the transmission. That's it. Thanks for watching.